Hey, what's up, guys? It is Mega Gumballs. Mega Gumballs back again. Hello, how's it doing, everybody? We're doing another. We're doing a little something different this time. We're doing a concept art book review. I have lots of these concept art books, so I will do some like art on like video and recording and stuff like that. But I think today what I want to do is I want to share this. This is like one of my favorite things that I have all over my collection and my room and stuff like that. I love concept art books, guys. I love collecting them, buying them off of Amazon, going to Barnes and Noble and any other bookstores, and basically anywhere I can find them. I try to pick up a couple. You know what I mean? I'm always at Barnes and Noble trying to see if I can find some. And surprisingly, guys, I did not know. Well, I'm from America. I'm from Pennsylvania. I did not know that Barnes and Noble actually has the rights to a lot of concept art books that they do not sell like elsewhere. Like I tried to get the Yoshitaka Amano art book for like all his work during like the early Final Fantasy games, and unfortunately, you just can't buy it anywhere. Like I saw it in stores for like what a couple weeks, and I can't even buy it online anymore. I can't. I don't know where to get that anymore. I have to scour the internet for that, but it was crazy. Like I didn't even know this, and so like I started buying more and more concept art books, and apparently Barnes Noble has a lot of them licensed through them. So that's how I got this. So for you guys who have not watched the animated series Castlevania, it's on Netflix. They have a bunch of seasons, I think 4 or 5 seasons out now, and the newest season is Castlevania Nocturne. Really good. I picked this up right around season, I believe season like the second to last season, before the last season of this Castlevania series, before Nocturne. I picked this up and I don't regret it one bit. Like the art is sick, guys. But yeah, let's get right into it. I'm be narrating, flipping through pages and stuff like that. I do want to, before I preface this, I do want to work on my camera quality. So right now this is just my webcam. I do have a actual like video camera, but the only problem is I won't. I'm trying to figure out the logistics of connecting that camera to my computer. I have a um, Panasonic Lumix G7. I'm trying to figure out how to work that with my camera and OBS so I can get good video quality and good mic quality because I have a HyperX quadcast. That's how you can hear my nice good audio. So, but I'd rather have good audio quality than video quality. You know, I mean, it's really not much you really do about video. I mean, about audio quality. Rather than video quality, I could probably touch this up in post. But yeah, guys, let's get right into it. I love. Oop, I almost hit my mouse. Um, boom. Yeah, I love this like rich, gorgeous texture right here. If you guys don't know, this is Dracula's castle, and this is the outlying city. I forget the name of it. I know I'm a bad Castlevania fan. But this is where Dracula had his castle at, and his castle can move throughout like with magic and stuff, and the red simplifying like if you guys watch the anime, like that's when all like the night terror demons and stuff will come out. So I'm trying not to crease this book because I've only cracked this book open a couple times, but I will for you guys. So um, try to move this book into frame. You guys can see on the left here we have a gorgeous. Um, I don't know if it's cover art or what have you. We have Dracula right here, the Blood Moon, his castle, and our main protagonist, Trevor Belmont, with his whole get up and the whip and the dagger. Oh my gosh, it just makes me want to rewatch the show like right now. Um, we have some table of contents, the saviors and the innocent, the demons and the damned, and Wallachia, the lands beyond. That's the name of the place. I could not remember the name of the place that surrounds Dracula's castle. It's called Wallachia. We also have our other protagonists here. We have Trevor, we have Cypher, and I believe I can't remember his name. Oh my gosh. That's the demon. That's the guy who opened up the portal. I can't remember his name. Saint Germain. Yeah. We also have our guy Saint Germain right here. A little hard to see. Um, but hopefully my webcam will be able, hope my webcam will be able to focus a little bit more. We have this nice, beautiful art of, chapter one with Trevor. It seems like here we have, oop, just that we have a nice, what looks like a nice character art of Trevor Belmont. Looks like his early designs right here. His hair a little bit more down. This like nice paintery style of him, like brooding in the distance or something like that. This is like I think this is more like a season one Trevor Belmont when he was like drunk and not fighting evil. These are like some other, like pose designs. And wow, my camera is like blowing this out right now. Let's see if I can tweak that just a little bit, a little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. Come on, dim it down just a little bit, camera. There we go. There we go. All right. Now you guys can see it just a little bit more. My webcam has a built-in ring light, so I can, tone down the light. I think I'm gonna be doing that periodically just to highlight some of the good and the good stuff you guys can see. Now you guys can see what I'm talking about a lot more. Um, this page is called Finding Trevor. It's gonna be a little bit hard for me to read because I'm not like right in front of the book. You guys are seeing more of the book than I can, but we can see all these different designs of Trevor. Him angry, him serious, him in different angles, like face poses. Just more character design here. Trevor with different art styles and how he looks. All these different ones. Him with weapons. If he had different haircuts, it's pretty cool. And now we have the Trevor Belmont that we all know and love with his little spiky hair design. I'm trying to move my book over a little bit more so you guys can see it. Sorry, I have my L desk is not cooperating with me right now. There we go. We have a nice Trevor Belmont with all his his face scars and his spiky hair. Him when he's drunk, all his different face angles, dark and brooding, all this kind of stuff like this. And over here, it's a little bit more, it's a little bit harder to see. I could probably, this is the one part where I'm gonna like be buffing up the light because this is a dark-ish scene. But this is more just character design stuff of him in the scene. Would it be looking like him in the scene? Now we have more clothing designs of uh, Trevor Belmont throughout the series. So if you guys don't know, he rocks a lot of like the dark cape esque outfits and stuff like that from like season one to season two to season three, etc., etc. So he generally has like this like wool cape in the beginning, like this wool padded cape, followed with this dark and brooding, dark and brooding. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know clothing. I just call it a cape too. I know they probably have different stuff, but he has different designs throughout, the show and he's traveling um and then throughout the later seasons he kind of just ditches that and he has more of a standardized simple design of okay, losing a lot of the long flowy stuff and keeping it more tight. And towards the end of the season he has like this nice like Batman-esque garb where everything's like tight and pointy. And I love this design towards like I think it was season four. Oh my god, it was the best design. It looks so cool. Um, all right, now we have the other main character. Here we go. Here we go with the light again. Tone down the light. There we go. Okay. So now you guys can see it a little bit more. We have Cypher Belmades. Just called her Cypher. Cypher, she's like a magic user. I loved her designs. It's very simple. Not as much going on as Trevor in terms of clothes, but a lot more of like traditional mage, like flowy esque kind of stuff. Um, and here is like her fighting like one of the night creatures with like magic, and it's like a face pose. So, I think this is like more for the hair designs. So we have like Cypher and like a lot more different. Whoop, bake up that brightness. We have Cypher and a lot more better designs here. We have, short hair, more of a bob cut, Sorry, I don't know the hairstyles, but this is more akin to her style. Like, sorry, I'm a guy. I don't really know a lot of fashion. Don't like nail me to the cross. Um, head directions and facial expressions. This is why I love these concept art books, just because they show a lot of expression of the characters. And as someone who's trying to learn a lot of this character designs, it's very important to learn to, when you're making characters, to show off how your characters are in different reactions. Are they happy, sad? How they look in this angle? How they look in that angle? You know, surprise, eating food, whatever, whatever. Backsides, you know, that's why we have the front, back, the sides. You know, like all these different poses and stuff like that. And I think it's really cool. And now we have our third protagonist, and my favorite, Trevor Belmont. I mean, not Trevor. Why did I say Trevor? I'm so stumped. Sorry, guys. I'm very tired. I worked a lot today, and I took a nap, and I woke up, and then we're doing this. Alucard, aka Adrian Alucard Tepish, the son of Dracula. And oh man, dude, I love this outfit. Like, I've always been a Castlevania fan, and if you guys have ever played the old Castlevania games like Symphony of the Night or Rondo of Blood, this kind of stuff, they really nailed it with this character design. It's like one to one, like straight up the best. Here we have like a lot of his movement poses and his long flowy hair, a full body proportion. Another like of this like artistic painterly designs right here, like him and like his hair flowing down and his scar. If you guys actually know the lore of Alucard, the scar he got from his dad, right? He got into a fight with his dad, and that's how he got the scar. So, um, well, now you guys can see the scar a little bit more now. I love it. I love. They really made attention to details, like make leave that scar in. It's from the games. The scar is staying in. I love it. A lot more head poses down here from different angles. He has a lot more flowery, like curtain-esque hair, so that's why it's showing off a lot more than the other two characters, and it's great. It's like he's like a walking sculpture. I just love how like the hair flows. I want to take notes on this. Like, I should just draw my characters the same hair design, but this like compared to the other two, it's just like so majestic. We see him in his giant coat, him with his shirt off, you know, scar in the back, him and his giant great shield and his magic sword, which I love. You know, if you guys have watched the show, he can control the sword without even like having it in his hands. It's great. Very simple design, right? Um, oh wow, this show's actually very great. We see Alucard with the nice Dracula, with the castle in the background, and then him in the forest. Again, I don't want to spoil it too much for the people who have not seen Castlevania, but if you haven't, what are you doing? Please go watch Castlevania. It's on Netflix. It is fantastic. I love in this scene especially too, like um, the very dark s background with like the moonlight hitting, you know, him, you know, his very like pale skin. It's just luxurious. Here we have him from different angles. I believe this is like kind of like showing the like the line of direction and how like his cape folds down and stuff like that, like a lot of the wrinkles and stuff like that. And here we have some, I'm guessing like side characters and other stuff. We have Alucard as a kid. We look like as a kid, which is pretty cool. Alucard is a wolf form because he can change into a wolf. He can disperse into bats and he can change into a wolf, which is fantastic. Like, this is some great attention to detail. If you've ever played, again, my favorite, Symphony of the Night, because he can turn into a wolf in that game, and they made it an actual thing that he does in the anime, which is fantastic. He does it numerous times. Over here is his mother, Lisa. We'll just call Lisa Tepish because she does marry Dracula. Um, she tries to, you know, discover medicine, and they burn her as like a witch or whatever, and Dracula gets pissed, and he, you know, enacts vengeance on humanity and stuff like that. Ooh, we have some more head poses and, you know, face angles and emotions of Lisa. Nice coat and stuff like that. And this is beautiful right here, guys. This is a beautiful, beautiful, like a painterly s style of like a painting that you would probably see in Dracula's castle. You know what I mean, of his wife, right? Like, I really hope it's in here too, because there was an artwork in the show of their entire family, of Dracula, of Alucard as a child, and of Lisa all together. I really hope it's in here. It's fantastic. Oh, this is interesting. So now we have some what looks like I don't know the word for it because I'm not an animator, but I think these are like stills of the series. So like it goes from frame to frame to frame, kind of getting the overall gist of what the scene is trying to portray. I'm not too sure what this scene is. I believe this is. Oh, I think this is the opening scene where Lisa goes to find Dracula. Like literally walks into his castle to find him. I believe that's what this is. I believe, we have all these different frames here. We have from the mouth to the eye, like I guess how different camera shots should be and stuff like that. I think that's very, very cool. Sorry, I'm not an animator, so I really don't know that much of it, but it does, convey the scenes of what an average viewer is supposed to see, right? Where they're supposed to go from here to here to here, talking in between a little bit, here to here to show this part, here to here to here. So, if somebody knows more about animation, you could probably correct me in the comments. But I'm just a guy who likes art. I don't know everything and know every aspect of art. Here we have a lot more background characters. We have the speaker. I believe he's like the elder who taught Cypher like magic. We have the Archbishop, the man who enacted all for Dracula's wife to die and all the heresy and stuff like that. We have some more background characters here, merchants and other people, which is really cool. The ship captain, a very interesting character. Like, again, I don't want to spoil it too much, but he's actually a very interesting character for another other character, which I hope is in the show, that's in this book, and they want to show it off. But he was a very, I don't say foil character, but a very character that one of the other supporting characters bounced off on. I love every time I saw him see on in an episode. It was great. Some more background characters here. I just love how the fact that they have like not just all these different characters, but just like, even the background characters, you show all the designs of them or what they look like, or like because you can tell like these characters from different settings or whatever versus the people from Wallachia or other people and stuff like that. I love that. Um, Here we go. Another important side character, Saint Germain. So, for backstory, Saint Germain, I believe he's a philosopher. I'm not sure if he's a philosopher alchemist, um, but he's trying to discover what's called the Infinite Hallway, and find his long lost lover because he's trapped in space and time, and he gets wrapped in with the whole Castlevania stuff. I don't want to spoil too much, but he very much does look like look like a character from like Leonardo da Vinci. You know what I mean? Like with his little getup, with his gold and stuff like that. But he's very like smart and very suave and smug, and I loved him on scene because like he would never fight per se, but he would always find a way to get away around situations, which I thought was really cool. Also, he's from the games. I'm gonna keep saying that. Here we have Sumi and Taka. There are these other vampire hunters that without spoiling it, other vampire hunters that decided to join Alucard's rank. And they have a nice different design because they're not from Wallachia. They have a nice uh, East Asian design, as in the show in Castlevania. The vampires are from all over the world. It's not just in Wallachia, or wherever Dracula is. There's vampires from Africa, Asia, wherever you name it, Russia, etc., etc. And now we have Greta and I believe that is Zamfir. I'm sorry, I'm not really good at speaking names. Even my name gets messed up. My name is Devon, and we have Greta and Zamfir, two great supporting characters. I love their designs and what they stood for. We have some more head poses here. I love the very not winter, very green-esque garb, and her very like subtle, malish but like strong design because it's not as flowy as hers, but very like subtle and stuff like that. Looks great. You can tell she has some backstory and stuff like that, grudges. Here we have more. more side background characters. We have the wizard. We have more of these occultists with their very strange and very cultish garb. If you know, you know. Um, the adventure lady. I believe this is Saint Germain, the woman that Saint Germain was looking for, and the alchemist, which mysterious and in all I want to say omnipotent, but a very uh character, a very wise character, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil the show too much, but I just want to show off the designs. The judge, that is the person, from the heresy, the one who really enacted the church to attack Dracula and his wife and burn her at the stake and all that stuff like that. Or nice village designs. They had a really good way of encompassing. Sorry, English not best. Encap enamoring like no encompassing. There we go. Encompassing the very like medieval design, like as you can tell from like all these characters, like they have like a very strong and medieval design. That they but from different factions they all can stand out. So even though these are just random villagers, they're very in unison from what they are versus the occultist or the other vampire hunters and stuff. We have more barkeeps and villagers and stuff like that. All right, now we are hitting the bigger stuff. Now we're hitting the Targovishti people. So for you guys who don't know, that okay, without too much spoiling, Targovishtis, they were like I believe they were vampire hunters who were like stuck underground or whatever, or like yeah, they just did not come underground. So um, it's hard for me to zoom in. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember this. So yeah, the Targovishtis, they were like serving this king who's been dead for like forever about like loyalty and all this stuff. You can tell the design is strictly like way different from the people of Wallachia or the occultists. Like they have a whole different like blue design, and it's very stark and very very different, and I love it. Love it. Okay, now we are hitting the really strong chapter. Chapter 2, Demons and the Damned. So, like it says, these are all the main vampire baddies from, I believe it's season 2. Yeah, season 2. Season 2. They get introduced in season 2. Um, and oh my gosh, their designs are fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic, guys. Okay, so obviously we got to show off the main man himself. The main man himself. We got to show off Vlad Dracula Tepish, aka Dracula. I love his design, and like, oh my gosh, this is such a fantastic design. They made him more regal, more scary, more terrifying. He is fantastic, guys. Oh my gosh, like I know my camera probably doesn't do it justice, but if you can, please like just watch the anime just for him. Like every time I saw him on scene, every scene, I was like losing my marbles, guys. I love his like long black cloak with the red accents. It's very very simple, but just for his demeanor, he has such a long like sleek demeanor and like silhouette. Every time you see him in frame, you know he's there. You know he's like a threat to everybody there, and it's fantastic. His very like pointy mustache with his very sharp features. He's like a very opposite to like Alucard with his very like not I want to say angelus, but very like soft uh aesthetic. Dracula is very harsh. I mean, his chin, his mustache, his nose, his facial features, even his hair. His hair is like very pointy, like versus Alucard's very, very like soft and like curtain esque hair. It's fantastic. I love Dracula. Um, we see all these different iterations of Dracula here and here and here. Even the fire effects on Dracula, it's just fantastic. Like, oh my gosh. Oh baby. All right. We are in for some good stuff right now. I don't know if you guys can tell. Now this is talking about his armor. He did have like just a slight, a very slight, um, redesigns part way through. This is more of his. like non-regal armor. You don't really see this as much throughout the anime, but you do see like this, his very just red sash, yeah, red sash with the red undertones underneath this giant overcoat. Very very simple, very simple, very sleek. Um, and now guys, look at this painting. Oh my gosh, I want this in like a mural at the Louvre or something like that. Just Dracula like covered in thorns and his like long uh what is that? Not is that a cuff? I believe that's a yeah, like a cuff. Collar. There we go. Collar. I'm sorry, I didn't think of the word. His very red, like stark red collar with his like stone esque skin and like this like light textured background. It's fantastic. It's just fantastic. It just speaks regal, terrifying Dracula. Um, Here we have some more stills. I'm trying to think from what scene this is. I can like see the scene a little bit as it's going on, but I cannot tell exactly where this scene is. Um, I cannot tell. I want to say this is either after his wife dies or when he is fighting Alucard. I think it's one of the two. I believe it's one of the two. I can't tell. I think it might be when when he's fighting Alucard. Okay. All right. So we have this beautiful painting of Dracula and his two loyal subjects, his like right and left hand men. Surprisingly, and both of them were human. Like he had armies of vampires, but only these two guys he kept as human. Like he ordered no one else to turn to vampires. These stayed human. We have Hector, and I cannot remember his name. I can't remember his name. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm a fake Castlevania fan. I know they're gonna be in here because they're integral to like the show, especially the second half. You know what I mean? Um, I want to say they are Isaac and Hector. There he goes. Isaac and Hector. Right. I knew I remember the names. Here again we have the bishop. You know what I mean? His stark design, even to the part where it gets torn up pieces. Here we go. We have Hector. So, Hector, he was what's called a forge master. He would like reanimate dead bodies and put demons in them. Like he would forge demons and stuff like that. Very like you can tell he is like the servant, or like the servant, but like the not counterpart, but the underling of Dracula. With his design very reminiscent of like, it has like a bat design here, very reminiscent of like Dracula and like his stuff. I think it's like fantastic. Um, I mean, a lot of his hair designs and stuff like that. Very, his hair very much resembles Alucard in like a very shallow way. You know what I mean? Um, they Hector and Isaac were very loyal subjects of Dracula, and he treated them literally almost like sons. Here we have his later designs as he's his armor, not his armor, different garb and stuff like that. I believe this is like his dog that he like reanimates for like a second because he does have some pets. Him as a child, and here we have Isaac. Me personally, I loved Isaac way more than Hector. Like I think these two characters, Hector and Isaac, they were like yin and yang, right? They had not only they served Dracula, but they also had their own driving forces. You know what I mean? Not to spoil it. Own driving forces after the events of season was it season two? Don't want to spoil it. But all I'm gonna say is Isaac and Hector had their own character arcs. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say anything more. And like I said earlier, Isaac is the one who had a character arc with the pirate guy, the boatman. Don't want to spoil too much, but that's all I'm gonna say. He is a very brooding Isaac. I love his demeanor. He's a very stark, brooding, serious, analytical character. It makes sense just because he has a lot of trauma, backstory, and a lot of not just empathy, but a lot of just trying to figure out how he fits in the world. You know what I mean? serving Dracula. You're not exactly a good guy, but you know what I mean? Are you exactly the bad guy? So he's trying to figure out where he belongs. He's great. Some more other like he gets a lot of screen time, guys. Isaac, a lot of stark contrast is just like his normal design, a lot of his traveling because he travels a lot, a lot. He travels like throughout the lands and stuff like that. This nice like I don't want to say Egyptian, but like overguard esque. It's black and different colors. Like he travels a lot. So we get to like these very simplistic designs here as he's trying to like understand himself. Here we have one of the I believe these are one of the vampire generals, Godbrand, as Dracula calls him, Little Godbrand. I love his like very like now this like a very strong. I believe he's from. I'm not sure if he's from Ireland. They have vampires from all over. I believe he's from Ireland or Scotland. Don't at me on that, but he's very strong, very brutish. As he has this like I don't know, there's like a bear pelt on his back or whatever. I just love this design. I just love like them drawing vampires in different designs. And here we go. We have one of the four vampire baddies, Carmilla. Oh my gosh, Dracula number two, Dracula but worse. um, so all right. So after I believe it's season two, season three, they start implementing these what I call the four vampire baddies, being Camilla. I can't remember the other names, but they're going to show up. But she is the she's the she is like you don't want to fuck with this lady. She will slit your fucking throat if you even look or breathe the wrong way. I love her very slender, sharp design. She's like a rose with thorns, like hanging out, like very, 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 very beautiful. Like she looks like she's about to go down like the Met Gala runway and like you know, in the next hour or whatever. She has a lot of designs, very flowy and sleek, and just like very simple, but also she see you can tell she's very has a very like regal or I don't want to say like frou frou, but a very elegant, elegant look. Yeah, very elegant, very prideful look. And here's another one of the four vampire baddies. We have Striga, very strong, very brash, very strong, short on words, very brash, very terrifying. So she's like the muscle of the group. You can tell her clothes are very tattered. She doesn't care much about the cape. Her hair is all over the place. She's dressed in like not really like a dress. She's dressed like she's always ready for war. You know what I mean? And all of her outfits. It's hard to see right here, but this is like her battle armor. Like she's the only vampire in the show that has a battle armor that she can go out in broad daylight and kill people. Terrifying, terrifying, and it's great. Um, it's a little bit harder to see right here. I'm trying to lift the book up just a little bit more. Um, it's a little bit easier to see right there. Yeah, if I lift it up just a little bit more, you can see the purple highlights. Definitely gives like an Artorias. If you guys ever played Dark Souls, a very Artorias-esque look. Here we have I don't know, messing name up. We have Morana. She is very smart. And she is like the third bat. She's another baddie of the four vampire baddies. She's in love with the last girl, Striga. She's very smart and not really one for violence. She's very like I don't say democratic, but very calculated and meticulous. She's a very smart woman. And you can tell like through how she dresses and how she looks. She's very elegant and smart. And that's all I'll say about her. And now we have Lenore. She is how do I describe her? Because we have Camilla is like the deadly. Yeah, she's like the one you don't want to fuck with. Well, yeah, the tyrannical one. Striga is the muscle. Morena is like the smart the smart one, and Lenore, I don't want to say she's the odd one out, but she's a very like looks can be deceiving. Like, I don't say uh democratic, but she's a very like softy on the outside, right? She has a very like Disney-esque attire and outfit, you know. And I just love how, you know, she does her stuff and how she looks. Hold on, let's see if we can get a closer. Let's see if I can take my webcam off and get a closer. This is Lenore. She's a very, um, you know, she looks more like a fairy or like a fair maiden esque attire with a lot of her gentle clothing and stuff like that. And I just love her design, guys. Like it's very soft. Like it doesn't scream vampire. It doesn't scream dangerous. It screams like, oh, this is a woman. Oh, what is she doing? I mean, she's a very mysterious character. I'll give you that. I love her design with like her braids and her different outfits. It just looks very like simple. Like she's supposed to be like a Disney princess and end up on like the wrong show. Here we have a lot more background characters. We have some generals. We have some other generals. Like I said before, vampires from all over. These are from like different nations, a part of the world. I love their designs. They're just starkly different from Dracula. None of them are like the same. I think just from Egypt. I want to say these might be from India. I don't know. Cho, I know that's the vampire. I believe she's from China and Japan. Don't out me on this. And yeah, a lot more, uh, a lot more vampire soldiers. Dargan, you know, what I mean, the very strong militant dude. I love his design. Look badass. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We have something very nice. If my book wants to cooperate, we have Varney, and we have Rika. We These two like vampire henchmen. I love their designs. They're not regal. They're not elegant. They're very like dirty and rough and rugged. You can tell they're like the lower ranks and the grunts and stuff like that. And here, guys, oh man, here we have Death, not the Grim Reaper. No, like the physical embodiment of Death, who is always around Dracula and always looming in the background. I love this design. Very like gothic, very like pointy, very dangerous, very slender. He has like this crown on top of his head. As you can see down here below, it's just fantastic. I love that design. It looks fantastic. Here we have some more stills. I believe this is of like the final fight of the show, which I don't want to spoil. But if you know these stills, you know exactly what it is. Period of motion throughout the fight, fantastic. Here we have a lot more soldiers. We have some Dracula henchman soldiers and some Strigan soldiers. Okay, very very simple designs. Some other fodder enemies, wizards, very flowy capes and stuff like that. I'm just skimming through this. Magicians, very like stuff you see like in a video game. The beast of the night, so like the night crawlers, the demons and stuff like that come from hell, and also the creatures that Hector is making. He's making all these creatures, so they're very sharp, very dangerous, very scary. You know what I mean? They just scream danger, danger, danger. All the designs, the fire drake, the cyclops, you know, very tall and brooding. The slugra, I don't know what that is. All these different designs. Here we have more stills. Wow, they're really giving us everything from the show. A lot more stills here. Um, I think this is the fight with the fire drake. Yeah, that's the fight with the fire drake. We have the bald priest. Okay, yeah, this is the priest. I think when he got transformed into a demon, hammer hands. Like they threw so many enemies like from the game like right to us. And here we have even more designs. These are the designs that Isaac has made, not the ones that Hector made, the ones that Isaac made because they transform in different ways. I think Isaac he like mutated people into turning them into monsters. So they have like very, very, very like half human esque, half monster designs rather than Isaac's just straight monster designs. Like they have like some human appendages and some arms and stuff like that. Like some have like standing on 2 feet, some have a human body part. Um, Here we have some more feral beast creatures. Oh my gosh, these are just like these are fantastic. Like you don't want any of this coming out the woods at you guys. I love these designs. Season 4 night creatures. So these are a lot more designs of creatures that are coming to life and start wreaking havoc. Here we have it's called a Gurgoroth, another monster that Trevor and Alucard and Cypher have to fight. Very demeaning and serious. An armored beast. Abel. This is I want to say this is one of the bigger baddies that Isaac made. Like you can tell just from looking at him, he's like very distinct from all the other monsters and night crawlers that I've shown you guys so far. He's very human-esque. He has like he looks like he probably has a name, besides Abel, but he's very like the bodyguard to Isaac and always around him and very strong and brooding. I just love that design. Looks like he'd be like like a enemy in like Devil May Cry or something. We have some more demons here. A lot more and demons with like straight up legs and like a Cthulhu-esque monster and stuff like that. Just very, very great designs. All right, so now we're in chapter 3. So now we're in Wallachia and Lands Beyond. So I guess this is probably gonna be more like environmental, I'm guessing. Yes, 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 yes. Oh yes, here we are. Let's try and increase the brightness just a little bit. There we go. Over here on this side, we have Dracula's castle, close and in the distance. Fantastic. We also have another iteration of Dracula's castle, followed by more of his castle and the victims that surround his castle. Um, Here we have like his castle at night with the moon looming in the distance and all its glory. We have a different times of day, the sunrise, midday, during like, the blood moon, whatever have you, daybreak. Like they're just so good at these designs, like the mountaintops where it's at. Because I believe in Wallachia. Don't get me if I'm wrong. I forget what it is. I'm not sure if it's Wallachia or like where they teleport the castle to. But I think when they teleport the castle to, there's barely any sunlight. So that's why it's like way in the mountains, way in the mountain esques. More designs of the castle. This is the biggest centerpiece of the entire show. Of course, it has to get its spotlight, its due. More of the castle, more close to sunset, and here we have. It's very dark. It's hard to see. This is more inside the castle. So inside the castle, very dark and brooding spots. Just very sharp contrast. Hallways and corridors and more corridors and hallways outside and entrance and underground. Oh wow. We have what looks like to be some rooms and banners, like room and wall banners, which is actually pretty cool. This is the engine room, so I believe this is the engine room to the entire castle and all this stuff in here, which is fantastic. It's so beautiful, like a work of art. Here we have the library of Dracula, like Dracula's like giant library and all this kind of stuff like that. Amazing. Um, Here we have his laboratory with all of his stuff. I believe this is where like Hector and Isaac would be working, would normally be working at. Uh, oh no, I'm sorry. I am mistaken. This is where Hector and Isaac would be working on. This is their laboratory. It's very hard to see because it's again show dark vampires darkness yada yada yada. So this is where he'd be working at as far as Hector's bench and like his little transmutation table and where they're bringing all the bodies in with the light torches and stuff like that. Here we have Alucard's childhood bedroom. A very, very small area. They show Alucard as a child. Um, you know what I mean? When they get into a fight, esque stuff like that. Oh my gosh, here we go, here we go. This is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been waiting for, guys. This is, I believe, I'm not sure what room this is. I want to say this is, yeah, this is the room that Dracula he would. It's not his room, but I believe this is the room where he would stand and brood at. Like he would just be depressed and sulk and be very upset the fact that his wife is dead and he is no longer at terms with his son. And right here, this is what I was talking about. This painting, which I would literally get this in my house. I would literally, if I had money, I would buy this, put this, frame this, put this in my house whenever I get a house. It's Dracula, not his tall, brutish cape, but his very like regal, get up. His wife Lisa and their son Alucard. Just very, very simple. Dracula when he was happy. Here we have more of the outside of the castle designs and the spires and all the pointy bits. More of the castle in the distance at night, and how the light uh, illuminates very, very dimly. I'm guessing for the scenes. More of the castle. Looks like bridges and stuff like that. I believe it's kind of hard to see. Um, I believe this is more like chambers and underground spots and stuff, what have you. And here's the Belmont Castle. The Belmont, yeah, yes, yeah, I guess we can call it the Belmont Castle. So for you guys who don't know, they are not the same thing. The Belmont Castle and Dracula's Castle are not the same thing. Um, Literally, the Belmont Castle, I believe, yeah, it's I'm not sure if it's in Wallachia or not. I need to do my research for that. But I believe it's like usually it's like not too far away from Dracula's castle in Wallachia. Very rundown, very destroyed, not much left of it. The Belmonts were all vampire hunters until they got excommunicated by the church, quote unquote, being heretics. Even though they were doing all the demon hunting, the giant hole that's what's like left of the Belmont estate, all these hidden rooms and stuff, chambers. Yeah, we have more corridors and stuff, and libraries. Just very like very ancient. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. They're actually gonna show it. That is awesome. Okay, so I have to read this real quick. Okay, so this is like when they start adding more lights to the Belmont Estate in season three. Um, yeah, of the Belmont Estate. And right here on the right is the first, and I mean the first vampire hunter. It's Leon Belmont, not from the animated series of Castlevania. I mean, they reference him slightly a little bit, but he's the first vampire hunter ever in the Belmont family. For you Castlevania nerds, I believe that is from. Oh my God, it's a very, very early game. Not early, but it came out later in the game series, and I forget which game it is from. And they don't put it here. Oh my God, it's gonna wrap my head around it. I believe it's like, I need to look this up real quick because I really do want to look this up. Leon Belmont, Leon Belmont, Lament of Innocence. There it is. He is the first vampire hunter, and and you go to the Belmont Estate. There's actually there is a painting of him throughout the castle. So they show their dues. Um, I love that. Here we have the surrounding villages. This is Lupu Village. Very rundown. Not really much stuff is here. I believe this is from season two. Yeah, I believe this is from season two. Season two, it's three. Targovishti. The surrounding place that was around uh, Dracula's castle in season one that got overrun by vampires. Um, Mir Merdino, another village place, and Gristiot, again another village place with a lot of these very similar esque like uh castles and villages and stuff like that. Very small, very rundown because, yes, demons and people and stuff. Here we have a lot more concept art, so I'm guessing this is a concept art to just get a good, nice setting of the places being like um, local villages and stuff like that. And here we have the courtyard, and I believe from the first season or the second season, uh, somebody can tell me, but I know where that's from. I think that's how they get to Targovishte. I'm not sure. Some more atmospheric settings we have, which look like an estate, another estate, and a different, or maybe the same estate when it's like run down or something like that. We have, um, this is from season three. This is like the church area surrounded by lots of snow and brooding creatures with the occultist. I remember that one far too well. This is the Grishit Underground. So this is the underground spot where they would, um, I believe this is where, yeah, this is where the Cyclops was. This is where the Cyclops was down here. Okay, I remember this spot. Very specific. And this is also where Alucard was sleeping at. So for you guys who don't know, um, I was saying before, Alucard and Drago got to a fight, for I forget how many years it was. Doesn't matter. From the events of the first vampire hunter being Leon Belmont and Lament of Blood, all the way to we get to this animated show, he's been in that coffin. I think it's been hundreds of years or so. Here we have more medieval towns and Cho's Castle, um, another neighboring place, Bralia, sorry, Bralia. More church buildings and stuff like that. Very, 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 very dark. Very, very shadowy. Trust me, guys. If you guys ever get this book, trust me. I know my camera doesn't do it justice, but get this book. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I love like the moving light on this. The very dusk-esque, like, oh my gosh, the painters are going crazy on this thing. Linsenfield, I believe this is yes, this is the place that Saint Germain is from. This is where we encounter Saint Germain. Very small-esque, like, I don't say forest village, but very simple village. Some more concept shots. We have an art, look more wilderness, inside houses, beds, very mood lighting. Looks like an altar on fire. I believe this is the judge's house for the occultist. Very, very, like they killed it with the concept art here. They're just giving us more and more. Oh my gosh, I need to do my homework. Lindenfield, more spots for the occultists. For all these different spots, like being like the church and the altars and the catacombs below, and the very specific symbols like that the occultists had. This is the desert. This is where Isaac was going, and a lot of the shots of like, okay, he went here and he went here and here and here. Like he traveled for a very, very long time to even get back to Wallachia. This is Tunis. This is like the port town with the boats and the ship captain. Genovia, another place Isaac went. Like a very, very stark mood lighting. Stone Village. Magician City State. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. The lighting here is insane, guys. They just killed it with the mood lighting. Styria. Nice like remote I don't say wasteland, yeah. Wasteland covered in snow. But this seems to be a nice painting picture of what looks like, I'm not sure if it's a witch or Adam's desire to get in the doors. Yeah, it's a nice, like a very simple flower design. So you could be in any of these estates. Dynasty, nice, very small rural village. I think we're getting closer to the end. Oh, this is actually very, 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 very important. The Infinite Corridor. It's like I was saying with Saint Germain. The Infinite Corridor is kind of like not a black hole, but a place of infinite outcomes and possibilities. It's kind of like you're in between space and time. Like you can pop out anywhere. Um, and it's very, very abstract, to per se. Where you could pop out, where it even leads to. You know what I mean? This very I don't want to say futuresque, but very like I don't. I'm trying to think of another word besides abstract. Amalgamous stuff and energy and particles and all that stuff. And Delhi, no, Delhi is it Nelly or Dell? I can't. The fonts throw me off. Um, and I believe we are nearing the end. Yes, we are right at the end. We are at the end of this concept art book with this nice, fantastic cover art of all the characters um, being, you know, Trevor and Cypher, Isaac and Hector. Sorry, Isaac and Hector. Um, the vampire baddies right here. Dracula, uh, Alucard, Saint Germain right in the middle. You know, showing that he's integral to a lot of this. Um, I love this. Is fantastic, guys, and I believe that is it. That is it. This was published by Dark Horse Comics, and I love, love, love this. All right. Well, that is the end of this book. And I finally cracked the spine to completion going through every single page. Some creases. But yeah, guys, if you guys have not watched Castlevania, please do watch Castlevania. It's on Netflix. It's right there in the sticker. This is a fantastic show. I cannot wait till we get another season of Castlevania Nocturne so I can do a entire another concept art book review whenever that one comes out sometime in the future. But this is fantastic, guys. Castlevania, like the art style is amazing on this. You saw a lot of this gothic horror, a lot of this stark contrast, a lot of this demonic imagery, a lot of this might and magicry, and it's fantastic. If you guys want more concept art um, reveals or reviews, or whatever, please let me know in the comments below. If you guys want to shout out your favorites, so I could probably try to find it and purchase it myself, also let me know. Yeah, guys, with that being said, this is Mega Gumballs, and thank you very much, and I will see you guys later in the next art video. Peace.